Christmas pageant.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Tell Mrs. Armstrong you want to be a wise man.
I don't want to be in it.
Everybody's in it. Think of how I'd feel sitting there on Christmas Eve with my own children learning in the pageant. Think of how your father would feel. You'd feel awful, wouldn't you, Bob?
Well, actually, I didn't plan to go. You know how crowded it always is? They can use my seat. I'll just sit back, relax, put on my bathrobe. There's never anything different about the Christmas pageant.
There's going to be something different this year.
What?
Charlie is going to wear your bathrobe.
You just made that up, Grace.
Hey, why don't you be Joseph? Elmer Hopkins will pay you $1 to be Joseph. Elmer's sick of being Joseph all the time, just because his father's the minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
What are you going to do this year?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
From what I've heard in the past, that's not a very serious drawback. A wedding in a manger always sounds like a closet full of mice.
What are you wearing?
Bed sheets.
Oh boy, some choice. A bathrobe or bed sheets.
No, Mrs. Armstrong works very hard to give everyone a lovely experience.
Oh, Mom. Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
They're right, of course. She runs the potluck supper, she's chairman of the bazaar, and she directs the Christmas pageant. Helen Armstrong would preach the sermon if somebody let her.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Mhm.
Maybe we should try and manage the hospital then. That's where she is. I saw George at the drugstore. Told me his wife broke her leg this morning. She'll be in traction for 2 weeks and led up to the first of the year.
The first of the year. They'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas?
Well, she's chairman of the bazaar and she directs the Christmas pageant. I feel sorry for Helen, but who's gonna do all these things?
Yes, Edna, I'll take over the bazaar if you'll do the potluck supper. I don't know what in the world we're going to do about the Christmas pageant, unless. What about Grace?
Well, I just can't, Edna. I've got company all Christmas week. Unless, well, how about Grace?
Hello? Grace?
Bob,
What?
I have to direct the Christmas pageant.
Does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't exactly what you would call forced entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that ever happened to it. It's always the same old Christmas story, same old carols, and same old Mary and Joseph. And that's what my mother was stuck with. That and Mrs. Armstrong.
Tell you again, Grace, how important it is to give everyone a chance. Here's what I do. I always start with Mary, and I tell them we must choose our Mary carefully because Mary was the mother of Jesus.
I know that, Helen.
Yes. And then I tell them about Joseph and that he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain that. Frankly, I don't ever spend much time on Joseph because it's always Elmer Hopkins, and he knows all about Mary and Joseph.
I thought Mrs. Armstrong was in traction. How can she talk on the phone if she's in traction?
What do you think traction is?
Like when they put you to sleep?
We need salt and pepper. And napkins.
But I do explain about the wise men and the shepherds and how important they are. And I tell them there are no small parts, only small actors. Remind the angel choir not to stare at the audience and don't let them wear earrings and things like that. Oh, and don't let them wear clunky shoes or high heels. Just hope you don't have too much baby angels, Grace, because they'll be your biggest problem.
We'll leave some for the rest of us, won't you, Charlie?
I'm hungry. Leave Herman stole my lunch again.
How can you let him do that to you? Day after day.
How can I stop him? Where's the chicken?
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
I'll get it.
You'll have to get someone to push the baby angels on, otherwise they'll get in each other's way and bend their wings. Bob could do that. And he could keep an eye on the shepherds too. Oh, and another thing about the angel choir, don't let them wear lipstick. They think just because it's a play
There's someone at my door, Helen. I'll talk to you later.
that they have to wear
Someone
lipstick
at my
and
door,
it looks
Helen.
terrible.
I'll talk to you
So
later.
tell them.
Bye. Coming.
Woman, will you get me some supper? I haven't had a square meal in 3 days.
For heaven's sakes, it's you.
It's very lonely at the table.
Well, I guess Helen Armstrong's very lonely at the hospital.
Not as long as the phones are working.
I bet she told you to back more small parts and small actors.
Getting someone to shove the baby angels on and make the shepherd shut up.
Yes. She suggested your father.
Does that mean I have to go?
Oh, and Grace, don't use just anybody's baby for Jesus. Get a quiet one. Better yet, get two. Then if one turns out to be fussy, you'd always have a backup.
My mother didn't pay very much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong was just stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems. And there weren't going to be any problems, but of course, Mother didn't count on the Herdmans. That was all Charlie's fault.
Hey Leroy, give me back my lunch.
Sure, kid. Here.
You stole my dessert again?
How do you know?
Because it isn't in here?
What was it?
2 Twinkies.
That's right. That's what it was.
Hey Leroy, you think it's so great to steal my dessert every day? You know what? I don't care if you steal my dessert. I'll even give you my dessert. I get all the dessert I want in Sunday school.
What kind of dessert?
All kinds, like chocolate cake and candy bars and Twinkies and Big Wheels. We get refreshments all the time. All we want.
You're a liar.
And ice cream and donuts and cupcakes and
Who gives it to you?
the minister.
Why? Is he crazy?
No, I think he's rich.
Sunday school, huh?
That was the wrong thing to tell Herdmans. Sure enough, the very next Sunday, there they were, sitting in Sunday school, just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant.
What's a pageant?
It's a play.
Like on TV? What's it about?
It's about Jesus.
Everything here is.
And it's about Mary. Mostly it's about Mary.
Who's Mary?
I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part.
Beth, come on. Charlie, you're not getting out of this. All right, everyone. File in here. Now, this won't take very long if we all get settled down and quiet. Now, today we are here to discuss who will play the main roles in our Christmas pageant. But of course, everyone will have an important part to play. You know what Mrs. Armstrong always says? There are no small parts, only small actors. Isn't that what Mrs. Armstrong always says?
That's what she says, but she never says what it means.
Oh, don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means the short kids had to be in the front row of the angel choir and nobody could save them.
Well, not exactly. It really means that the littlest baby angel is just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone's as important as Mary.
Naturally, that's what you would think, Alice. I think Jesus is more important.
I still think it means the short kids had to be in the front row.
Girls, everyone is important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. Now, is everyone here? Will someone just step out into the hallway and see if anyone else is coming? All right. Now, our littlest children will be our baby angels, and of course they'll need bed sheets. Oh, and our angel choir will also need bed sheets. Make sure they're white, please. No designs. And if your parents have any bathrobes or something at home, that would be greatly appreciated. Now, what is the Oh, Lou and Nixon room here. Beverly? Is she not going to be here?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Did she say she got sick?
No. I said, hi, Beverly. She just left.
All right, well, will someone please tell Beverly about the next 4 rehearsals? The next 4 Wednesdays after school at 6:30. Plan to be here for everyone.
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick, Elmer. Of course, Mary and Joseph must absolutely be here for every rehearsal.
What if they get sick?
You won't get sick either, Elmer.
Well, Beverly got sick and we didn't start yet.
We don't know that Beverly got sick. Now, I want you to think about Mary. We all know the kind of person that Mary was. She was kind and quiet and gentle and sweet. And the person who plays Mary needs to try and be that kind of person. Now, do we have any volunteers for that part? Imogene, honey, do you have a question?
No, I want to be Mary, and Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just write that down. I'll just make a list of everyone who wants to be these parts, and we'll collectively decide who's best fit for the role. So, Ralph Herdman wants to be Joseph. Now, Imogene Herdman has volunteered to be Mary. Do we have any other volunteers for that part? Janet, Roberta, Alice. I just know you want to volunteer.
No, I don't want to.
I'll be Mary.
Shut up, Gladys, I'm already married. You be a wise man.
Well, our wise men are typically boys, but of course they don't have to be, and we
I'll
could.
be a wise man.
Me too. Clyde, do you want to be a wise man?
What's a wise man? Just raise your hand.
What's the letter be?
I don't know, some angel.
I'll be that. What is it?
The angel of the Lord who delivered the good news to the shepherds. Now we have some volunteers. Holly, did you want to be a wise man?
No, I just wanted to say I can't be a shepherd. We're going to Philadelphia.
Why didn't you say so before?
I just remembered. My mother doesn't want me to be a shepherd.
Why not?
I don't know. She just said, don't be a shepherd.
I'm not gonna be a shepherd.
Oh, yes. Now, what is the matter with you boys and girls?
I don't want to be a shepherd. Gladys Herdman hits too hard.
Why? Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. The angel of the Lord just delivers the good news to the shepherds.
And hits them.
The angel of the Lord isn't going to hit anybody, and I don't want to hear another word about it. No shepherds may quit or get sick. Now that's all for today, boys and girls, and you may go. But I expect to see you all here Wednesday at 6:30. Alice, what is the matter with you? Why didn't you raise your hand?
I don't know.
You don't know, Alice. I expected
Mrs. Bradley, get Gladys off of
you
me!
to volunteer. Don't you want to be married?
Mrs. Bradley! Oh, come on, Alice.
I don't know. I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, I'm going to be Mary in this pageant, and if you raise your hand or open your mouth, you wish you didn't. And I told her I'm always Mary in the Christmas play. And she said, fine, go ahead then. And this spring, when the dandelions come out, I'll stick a dandelion so far down your ear that nobody can reach it. And it'll sprout there and grow, and you'll spend the rest of your life with a dandelion growing out of your ear.
You know she wouldn't do that.
She would too. Her Hermans will do anything. Just you watch. They'll do something and ruin the whole Christmas pageant, and it's all your mother's fault.
Jane, Edna McCarthy. Did you hear about the... Well, it must be Grace's fault somehow. How much would the 6 of them end up in the Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera, Ernest Slocum here. I just heard that Imogene Herdman is going to be Mary in the Christmas pageant, and how is that a fact? All 6 of them. Oh, Vera, I live next door to that outfit, and I'd rather live next door to a zoo. Is Grace going crazy?
Where in the world did they come from? Who let them in? Imogene Herdman? What kind of child is that? To be the Mary, the mother of Jesus? Where was Reverend Hawkins? I'd like to know. He was what? Visiting shut-ins? Well, I'm shut in. He ain't visiting me.
I said, why don't you let them hand out programs at the door? Grace said we never have anybody to hand out programs. So I said,
Better nail down the church and lock up the silver service and hide the collection plates. They'll clean them out.
What was the matter with Grace? Couldn't she have sent them away? Tell them to go home? Oh, I felt responsible. If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened.
If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened. Well, let me tell you.
Don't tell me. I'm on your side. The car's over there.
Helen Armstrong is not the only woman in the world who can run a Christmas pageant. I made up my mind to do the best I could under the circumstances, and I'm going to make this the best Christmas pageant ever. And I'm going to do it with the Herdmans. After all, they raised their hands and nobody else did.
Good for you, Grace. The car's over there.
And you're going to help me.
What does that mean?
You have to go. The inn is back here, off stage, and the shepherds will enter from here and gather around the manger.
Where do the shepherds come from anyway? What's an inn? It's like a motel where people go to spend the night. What people? Jesus?
Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there.
Why?
To pay their taxes.
At a motel?
Shut up, Ollie. Everybody, shut up. I want to hear her. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
Imogene, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you ever heard the Christmas story from the Bible? Very well. That's what this play is, so I guess I'd better read it to you.
I don't believe that, do you? They've never heard the Christmas story?
Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is, and they've never been to church in their whole lives, so your dumb brothers were when we got refreshments. Now we have to waste all this time for them.
All right now. There went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph went up from Galilee with Mary his wife, being great with child.
Pregnant? She was pregnant?
All right, boys and girls, we all know that Mary was pregnant. And it came to pass that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son.
I don't think it's very nice to say Mary was pregnant.
Well, she was.
I don't think your mother should say Mary was pregnant. It's better to say great with child. I'm not supposed to be talking about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for him in the inn.
My gosh, they didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, they didn't know that the baby was going to be Jesus.
Well, didn't Joseph know and didn't Mary know? What's the matter with Joseph that he didn't tell them her pregnant and everything?
What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, they didn't have a bed in the barn, so they made do with what they had. What would you do if you had a new baby and no place to put it?
We put Gladys in the bureau drawer.
See, you had this new baby Gladys and no bed to put her in, so you made do with what you had.
Oh, we had a bed, only Ollie was still in it, and he didn't like Gladys. Remember how you didn't like Gladys?
I think that was pretty smart of Ollie not to like Gladys right off the bat.
Anyway, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
It said in there, she wrapped them up in wadded up clothes.
Swaddling clothes. A long time ago, they used to wrap babies up in large pieces of cloth to make them feel comfortable and cozy.
You mean they tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare?
The child welfare is at our house every 5 minutes.
There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem.
Well, I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of
Shazam!
what?
A black night with horrible vengeance, the mighty Marvo.
Gladys, I have no idea what you're talking about.
The mighty Marvo in Amazing Comics. As the black night with horrible vengeance.
This is the angel of the Lord who delivered the good news to the shepherds.
I know it, right? In the black night, right?
In a way.
Shazam!
Now when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold and frankincense
What's that?
and myrrh.
What's that?
They were special things, precious oils.
Oh, what kind of present is all? We get better presents from the welfare.
Were they the warfare, the wise men?
Well, they were kings, and they
Well,
were
it's
sent.
about time somebody important showed up. If they're kings, they can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
They were sent by King Herod, and he was the main king, and he wanted to know where Jesus was so he could have him put to death.
My gosh, he just got born. They're gonna kill a baby?
Who's Herod in this play?
Herod is in like
He's out to kill the baby and he's not even in the play.
Well, somebody had ought to be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. And he says, go get me that baby, because he's king and all.
no, Herod's not in the play.
I'm not gonna be Herod.
Let him go.
No, wait! Joseph gets the shepherds together and they go wipe out Herod.
Forget about Herod. There is no Herod.
And I run away with the baby till the fight's over.
Someone ought to fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you go wipe out the innkeeper.
I can't. I'm an angel.
Well, I wouldn't just hang out in a barn. I'd go get a room.
She said there wasn't any room.
Well, then I'd throw somebody out. I'd tell them I've got this baby and it's the middle of winter. So either get out or move over.
I'd go after old Herod.
I'd send the angel after him. She can just point her electric finger and turn him into a pile of ashes.
Yeah, Zach. What's the name of this place? You never said.
Christmas pageant?
That's not a name. That's what it is. I know a name. I'd call it Revenge at Bethlehem.
Revenge at Bethlehem. The Herdmans thought the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files. At least they picked the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, and not the baby Jesus. But our baby Jesus quit the pageant anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum said she was not going to let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. So we didn't have a baby Jesus, and that bothered my mother. She kept trying to scratch up a baby, even at the very last rehearsal. What do you keep writing in that book?
It's like a diary.
It is not. It's all about the Herdmans. Imogene curses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about inappropriate things. Mrs. Bradley, my mother, called Mary pregnant. Gladys Herdman drinks communion wine. It isn't even wine, it's grape juice.
I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple. They still too. If you shut the birthday cake, it doesn't make a sound because they swallow chimneys out of it. And every time you go in the ladies' room, the whole air is blue. And Imogene Herdman is sitting in there smoking cigars.
And you wrote it all down? What for?
For my mother and Reverend Hopkins and the Ladies' Aid Society and anyone else who wants to know what happens when the Christmas pageant is a mess.
All right, boys and girls. Beth, Alice, will you come up here, please, so we can get started? Now, this is our last rehearsal, and we're going to.
Grace, I just wanted to let you know that all the ladies are in the back making applesauce cake, and we'll try not to bother you. I guess this is your dress rehearsal?
It's supposed to be. Oh, Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a little baby a month or so ago? A little girl?
Yeah, she's 5 weeks old.
Well, Edna, how would it be if I just called your niece up and asked if we could borrow
No. See, I can make up some lie and tell you she's cranky or sick or something, but the truth is, she is perfectly happy, healthy, and beautiful, and we would love for her to stay that way. So we're certainly not going to hand her over to Imogen Herdman. Sorry.
Mrs. Bradley, you can have my little brother for Jesus.
I didn't know you had a new baby, Danielle.
He's not. He's double jointed. He's 4 years old, but he's double jointed, and he could probably scratch up.
Well, I don't think.
I'll get us a baby.
And how are we going to do that, Imogen?
Well, there's always like 2 or 3 babies in carriages outside the supermarket. I'll just grab one of them.
Imogen, you can't just walk off with somebody's baby. Forget about a baby. We'll just use a doll.
Yeah, that's better anyway. A doll can't bite you.
And Imogen, you do know that Mary, she didn't wear earrings.
But I have to wear these. If I don't keep something in them, they'll grow together.
Well, they won't grow together in an hour and a half. What did the doctor tell you to do?
What doctor?
Well, who pierced your ears?
Gladys.
I bet she did it with an ice pick. I'll bet her ears turn black and fall off.
Oh, okay, well, we'll just find you something smaller. Now, is that your costume? Is that what you're gonna wear? Boys and girls, you do know that this is the dress rehearsal, correct? You're supposed to have your costumes on.
His wings are all bent up. Yeah, it's got my nose. You can't have my nose. I haven't got any costume. I was never a shepherd before.
You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I gotta do.
He hasn't got any bathrobe.
What does he hang around the house in?
His underwear.
Alright, boys and girls, we'll just pretend that we have our costumes on, okay?
Are we going through the whole thing?
Yes, of course. But first, we're going to practice the entrances. So everyone go where you're supposed to be, and we'll start with the shepherds. Just start with the last few lines, Maxine. Music, shepherds. Music, Shazam. No, Gladys.
Out the black
No, Gladys. Just stand here, quietly. Stand still. Smile pretty. Let's see. Music, angels. Music, wise men.
I've got the baby. Don't touch him. I named him Jesus.
Imogen, no, honey, you don't say anything. Mary and Joseph don't say anything.
Let go. Give it back.
Mary and Joseph make a lovely picture for us to sit and ponder on Christmas Eve. Now put the doll back.
I don't get to say anything. And some angel tells me what to name the baby. And I would have named him Bob.
What a terrible thing to say.
What angel is that? There is angels all over the place. Was that Gladys?
No, Gladys is the angel of the Lord who delivers the good news to the shepherds.
Yeah, unto you a child is born.
Unto me, not them, me. I'm the one that had the baby.
No, it just means that Jesus was born for all of us. Unto all of us, a child is born.
What did that angel do anyway? Just say, name him Jesus?
Yes.
I know what the angel said. She said his name shall be Wonderful Counselor, Mighty Father, Everlasting God, the Prince of Peace.
Oh my gosh! He'd never get out of first grade if he had to write all that. Good.
No. What? Big enough. 5 minutes, Maxine. 5 minutes, everyone.
We never did start over. We never did go through the whole thing. The 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, and Imogene Herdman spent the whole time smoking cigars in the ladies' room. Then Mrs. McCarthy went into the ladies' room, saw all the smoke, got all excited, and called the fire department. And they came right away.
Fire! There's a fire!
Fire! Fire! Fire! Fire! Fire! Fire! And you know what they're doing? Fire! 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 Get these children out of here! Oh!
They cleared everybody out of the building and dragged a hose to the church to find a fire to put out. But the only one they found was in the kitchen because all the applesauce cake burned up. Of course, all the ladies were mad about that, and Mrs. McCarthy was mad, and my mother was mad.
Why did you call the fire department about a little smoke?
It was a lot of smoke. The ladies' room was full of thick smoke.
It couldn't have been. You just got excited. And now look at the place. There's hoses dragged off of the church. There's baby angels running through the streets, and the shepherds are climbing all over the fire truck. Couldn't you have known it was just cigar smoke?
No, I didn't know it was cigar smoke. The ladies' room was full of thick smoke, and I don't expect to find cigar smoke in the ladies' room of the church.
Alice Swindleton's mother was mad too, and the whole Ladies' Aid Society was mad. And Reverend Hopkins said he didn't know what to think.
I've been on the phone all day. I can't make heads or tails of it. Some say they set the ladies' restroom on fire. Some say they set the kitchen on fire. Grace, maybe we should just cancel the pageant.
No, the only fire was in the kitchen where the applesauce cake burnt up.
Well, the whole church is in an uproar. I know Jesus said, suffer the little children to come unto you, but seriously, the Herdmans? I think it's going to be, I don't know, maybe we should cancel.
I bet that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
Well, we could use the fire as an excuse.
I bet that was Edmund McCarthy's idea.
But everybody thinks that it's going to be
a disaster? Well, they're wrong. This is going to be the best Christmas pageant ever.
But Grace, I don't think anyone's going to come see it.
I didn't think so either. And neither did Charlie. We were both wrong. On Christmas Eve, the church was jammed full. Everybody came just to see what the Herdmans would do.
Just wait till I turn the lights on. Watch your step.
I can't see where I'm going. What do you expect to do with this thing anyways?
Well, I thought it would look like a palm tree. I see now that it doesn't. Oh, I haven't any idea what's going to happen tonight. We haven't once gone through the whole thing, and Herdman still think it's some sort of spy story. This might be the only Christmas pageant in history where the wise men get in a fight, they fix the innkeeper, and Mary runs off with the baby. Where are the kids?
All the kids in the world are downstairs.
I mean our kids.
We're here.
Well, it's getting late. Better go put your costumes on.
It's just gonna be awful, you know? They look like trick or treat. All dirty, fastened together with safety pins, and wearing their moldy old sneakers. Mary and Joseph. I mean, they look like refugees or something.
Well, they were, in a way. They were a long way from home, hungry, tired, messy.
I don't know about cold, hungry, and tired, but you're sure is.
Oh dear. Do you think I should?
I think you worry too much. Now, I'm gonna go downstairs and make sure all the kids are dressed. I'm gonna push baby angels on stage, and I'm gonna hang out shepherd's crooks and push them on stage. But we're not doing all of this.
Just follow the script.
Baby angels, wise men, shepherds. It doesn't say when the fire engines come on.
Ha ha ha.
Just kidding.
All right. Is everybody here? Can I see everyone on stage, please? Beth, Alice, I'm gonna need you downstage to work on the baby angels, please. All right. Tonight's the big night. Where's your halo?
Our cat buried it. Listen, I think I ought to say something besides the baby came. Why'd they get up and tear off after somebody they don't even know? I ought to tell him it's Jesus, and I ought to tell him where he's at.
No, Gladys. All you say is, unto you a child is born, and that's all you say. Now, you all ready? I guess we'd better go backstage and get ready and be quiet while people are coming in. And good luck. And I'm Jean, honey. Remember, that's not a doll, that's a baby. And for tonight, at least, it's the baby Jesus.
In the days of Caesar Augustus, a decree went out that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph went into Bethlehem with Mary his wife, who was great with child. And while they were there, she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in the manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
Look at them. They look awful. And what's she doing with the baby? Oh, I don't think it's very nice to birth baby Jesus even if he had colic.
Well, he could have had colic just like any other baby.
I don't care. They look awful.
So what? They just come a long way, and now they're cold and hungry. They don't have any place to sleep, and now they've got a new baby to worry about.
Who? Ralph and Imogene?
No, Mary and Joseph.
And in that region there were shepherds in the field keeping watch over their flocks by night. And an angel of the Lord appeared to them. The glory of the Lord shone round about. They were assured of right when the angel of the Lord appeared to them and said, "Be not."
Hey, unto you a child is born. It's Jesus and he's in the barn. Come on, go see him. Go on some there. Come on.
And suddenly there was a multitude of heavenly hosts saying, "Glory to God in the highest places of men." When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east to worship him, bringing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh.
Look at that. They look awful too. And what's Leroy got?
It's a ham.
A ham? I bet they stole it.
I think it's the ham from their welfare basket.
You mean it's their own ham? They must hate ham.
Even if they hate ham, Alice, it's the only thing they ever gave away in their whole life.
Being warned in a dream that they should not return to their own country, the wise men departed another way. The shepherds also departed, praising God for all they had seen and heard. But Mary kept all these things in her heart and pondered them.
Ben, look, Mary's crying. Mrs. Bradley, Mary's crying.
Could you believe that was Imogene Herdman and all the rest of them? I'm not sure why, but I think this is the best Christmas pageant we've ever had, and I think it was them.
Oh, I always get weepy around the Christmas pageant. I guess it's all the carols and the children, but this one was the best. And it should have been the worst.
I just wonder what the angel of the Lord sure had a lot of spirit. You couldn't even hear sometimes. But
The angel of the Lord was different.
I just wish now I would have let her have my baby niece for baby Jesus.
I know. I think I'm gonna go find Grace and just tell her what a good job she did. And what about that baby? It was real, wasn't it?
Was it? I thought it was just a doll.
It sure seemed real.
It did.
It did seem real, as if it might have happened just that way. We all thought the pageant was about Jesus, but that was only a part of it. It was about a new baby whose mother and father were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no one they knew, no doctor, no place to go. Then, riding from the east, like my uncle from New Jersey, some rich friends. Because of the Herdmans, it was a whole new story. Imogene groping the baby, the wise men bringing such a sensible present. I mean, after all, you can't eat frankincense. And even Gladys, go on, he's in the barn, go see him. So that the shepherds didn't have to stumble all over the countryside. But I guess it wasn't like that for Imogene. For her, the Christmas pageant turned out to be all wonder and mystery, as if she just caught on to what Christmas was really all about. When it was all said and done, we had a party in the basement, but the Herdmans didn't stay. They didn't drink any cocoa, they didn't walk off with all the cookies, but they wouldn't even take their candy canes.
Guess that's about it. Anyone left downstairs?
They're all gone. They won't come back. You know, you're wearing your bathrobe. Please don't tell me you're going to wear that.
Of course I am. I wouldn't mind being taken for a shepherd in this play.
Oh yes, you would. Some lady came up and hugged me and kissed me because I was ashamed. What are we doing this ham?
That's the herdman's ham from their welfare basket. Leroy gave it to me and then he wouldn't take it back. He said, it's a present. You don't take back a present.
They must hate ham.
You and Alice Wendlekin.
What about the lights?
They're on a timer. They go off at midnight.
That's not much longer.
Unless Christmas, kids.
Don't miss Christmas, Charlie.
Hey, unto you a child is born.